I'm really excited about this meeting and everything we're going to be sharing with you guys today. I'm pretty excited. So, we're just going to do a quick run through of who we are, a little bit of background stories, and then we're going to get going. My name is Ashley Burley. I am a double diamond, and I've been in for almost 3 years. I am a mom of three underneath the age of 5. I married my high school sweetheart almost 9 years ago, and I own a photography business out in St. Charles. I don't know where I'm going with this, sorry. Having a moment. Sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm like,
I'll go first.
oh God, sorry. I don't know what's okay. I'm okay. I'm not crying. I'm having like a yeah, like I don't do it. Sorry, I'm moved around. Yeah. Woo, sorry. I can't drink greens. That's probably what all of this. Sorry.
Okay, guys. Well,
Can you hear me?
okay. So I'm Megan Millier. If we haven't met yet, I'm from a super small town over on the Illinois side called Belmar, Illinois. I joined in February of 2014, and I'm 25 years old and joined shortly after I graduated from college. So I remember I had watched Erica's journey. I just graduated with my degree, and I knew we had that 6-month grace period until our student loans start coming up. And so I knew what Erica was doing with the business. I watched her on Facebook, and I was a family friend of hers, and she approached me about the business, and I thought, this could be perfect as a little in-between until I find my first corporate job, because I hadn't yet at the time. And I was starting to freak out about those student loans. So I started the business. I think it was probably about 2 months in, 2 or 3 months that I signed my first distributor. I didn't start fast by any means. But probably within 6 months, I had gone Ruby. And at that time, I did find my first corporate job. And I thought that I had won the lottery with the job that I had gotten. I'm in marketing. And so to get a job at Anheuser-Busch, I was like, I'm set for life. This is the best company I could work for. Well, long story short, it was not what I had hoped. It was just the kind of place where everybody comes in and, they're just hating their lives and they're not happy with what they're doing. And typical corporate America with what I've seen in my short time there. So it turns out that right about the time I went Ruby, our company announced that they were outsourcing our whole entire department to New York. So I kind of took a leap of faith after I got laid off and said, Erica, I'm going to do this full time. Let's do this. So I did. And it quickly surpassed any income that I was making at my traditional job. The next year I went to conference, and in March I earned the $20,000 bonus whenever I went diamond. And then that same year I went double diamond and earned the $15,000 bonus. So obviously this company has changed everything for me, and I've been doing it full time since I was Ruby and decided to make that jump. Sorry, I'm like, okay, I don't know if you guys ever had this happen, but I just had a baby and I'm having like a hormone surge situation, and I just all of a sudden felt like I was gonna pass out, and I've never had that happen. But I could just feel everything crashing, and I was like, okay, where am I gonna go here? Sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, I am a mom of 3, clearly just had a newborn 4 months ago, and I'm just all over the place, sleep deprived and crazy. Anybody can do this business. I don't say that too often. So anyway, I've been in for almost 3 years. Really, I always say this, I am one of those people that, if you look on the outside, I really didn't need this business. I was doing really well with my photography career. I enjoy my job so much, and I turned down my sister several times to join her in this business. She was a Ruby at some point 6 years ago, and I kept turning her down, and I was like, no, I'm a new mom, I can't do this. I just, no, not for me. And but I became a loyal customer, and I absolutely love the products. I love the greens, I loved the wraps and what it did for my belly after baby. And weirdly enough, I meet Alicia a year after I become a loyal customer at Allie's
first birthday shoot, and I meet Alicia, and Alicia's like, never met her before, mind you. And she's like, you know, have you heard of this crazy rat thing? And I said, yeah, yes, I've heard of it. No, I do not want to join you. I'm good. And somewhere along the line, this is so crazy. Looking back, you're just like, how did this even happen? I don't remember becoming friends with her on Facebook. I don't remember her journey. I don't remember watching her. I don't remember any of the big successes that would come for another 3 years, okay? And my sister, like a lot of things that she does, she quit. And I, somewhere along the line, was, I guess, subconsciously following this Alicia chick. And yeah, I woke up one day in 2013, and I was like, I just really was ready for something different. And I felt like in my heart there was something I was supposed to be doing. I didn't know what that something was, but something told me to reach out to this Alicia chick. So I did. And I signed with her on the spot. We met at Breadco, and I passed by that Breadco often down in South County. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. That's where it all began. And then from that point on, I was one of those people for like the first year. It took me 11 months to go executive. It wasn't so much that I didn't enjoy the business. It wasn't so much that I didn't think that I was capable of doing it, because when I signed up, I knew like this was going to be it. I was going to make $1 million with this company, and I knew I was capable of doing it. But I just was trying to find my footing and where I was going with this. And it wasn't until conference of 2014, 15. Is it 15? Okay,
No,
2015.
it was
What?
14.
Was it 14? No, it was 15.
Oh,
We
this
joined
is,
in
this is 2016.
It's 16.
Yeah.
Okay. When apparently in 2016, and we are in September. No, we're in October.
Yeah. So it's 15.
Anyone can do this. Right? So all the way through this year, I'm just realizing that where we're at. So I went to conference in 2015, and that was like the game changer for me. Something just clicked, something stirred inside me, and I was like, this is it. I'm ready to go. So I came back, and I was a newly executive. I promoted to diamond in 5 months, and then double diamond in 6 months after, or a month after that. So in 6 months from conference, I went double diamond. And honestly, I feel like it was in me all along to be able to do this, but it wasn't until I actually made the decision to run and go for it. And since then, my God, like, we can talk all day long about financially what this has done for not only myself and my family, but for so many people in this room. But you guys have no idea what is in store for you. Not even just financially, but with the people that you're going to meet and the lives that you're going to touch with this company. It's mind-blowing. So hopefully I don't pass out during this, so bring it over to you. We can move on. Is that what it is? Well, that how, I think, seriously, that's how Layla, I was drinking greens before I came in here, and it was like, yeah.
I would love to have them. Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is talk about promotions that happened last month and celebrate all of you guys. Everyone come up? As we go? Yeah. Okay. Do we have anybody that promoted last month to executive? We'll just see who we've got and go from there. Do you mind coming up? Bring that little baby. Oh. Yeah. Congratulations. On all counts. I can hold it. Yeah, actually, give me. Erin already got one in her arms, so I'm just not going to see that one. Okay, so tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been in, and just a tip for everybody trying to promote this coming up.
I'm Tatiana Maddock. I joined under Casey Norton, if any of you know her. I went executive at the end of September, and I've been in it since August 18th. And a tip is just stay consistent, because I've had a couple periods where I've had nobody seem interested or anything. And in the past week, I've had at least like 7 people who are interested in becoming distributors, and just stay on top of people because you will get them eventually. So
You just joined this August?
Yeah.
And you reached executive this
Yeah.
last month?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
So you just powered through. You just didn't give up. You just kept on.
yes, and I actually had a friend that joined underneath me, and you know, when I first joined, I was like, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I hate messaging people, and I get so embarrassed because they're like, what is this? And what are you doing? And just keep messaging, message, because
You're
they'll
gonna,
reply.
then you'll eventually.
Yeah.
You'll get them.
It might take 18 times, but
Okay, so tell everyone that is new, or maybe they're not new, but they're still at the distributor level. You obviously made that jump to the first promotion. Tell them if they feel like they're stuck, if they feel like they're never going to get that first promotion, really what to do to make it happen.
Biggest thing for me is keep at it, stay positive, because, well, when I first joined, my parents were completely against the whole thing because they were pyramid scam and all that kind of stuff, and now they're like, oh my gosh, you can do this. Like, don't ever think that you can't do it, because you can do it. It's not impossible.
Yay. Everybody give her a round. It's the gateway. It kind of is. Okay, do we have anybody who last month promoted to Ruby? Okay, moving on. Anybody that promoted to Emerald? Diamond? Are you our only promotion? Did anybody else promote last month?
Everyone's getting a bonus this month.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so everybody gets to a huge round of applause. All right. So raise your hand if you're going to be getting a bonus this month.
I got my hand up.
Awesome. Who's going to go for the $500 bonus?
What? Anybody what?
$500 bonus.
Who's here?
Who is going after the Emerald bonus? Who's excited about the Emerald bonus? I think honestly, I was most excited about this Emerald bonus than I was about any other bonus. Because I feel like that is like the one that nobody ever talks about, is that Emerald, you know, and they are a really big part of our businesses, right? And nobody really congratulates them, and I think they're a really big deal. So I'm really excited. All right. Feeling a little bit better. Thanks for the Jolly Ranchers. It's definitely Thank you. I'm getting my spokes back a little bit. All right, so we're going to move on to our first panel today. We are going to be talking about the good bonuses, which we just kind of went over a little bit. And I really wanted to bring up a few people tonight who have gotten the good bonus, and just kind of sharing their story a little bit and what that bonus did for them, how big of a deal this bonus was for them and their families. So I want to bring up Maggie, Alicia, Miss Kylie, and you can say. I guess I'll do a switch. Yeah. Musical chairs. Alrighty. So we're just gonna hear from everybody real quick, and I've got a few questions for you guys. Okay. So Maggie, please introduce yourself. How long have you been in, and just a little bit about your journey.
Okay. My name is Maggie Hood, and I started in September of last year, 2015. What was it? Oh, myself. Okay, just a little bit about yourself and your story. So I started in September, and I really, like Megan said earlier, didn't get after it right away. I was working full time, and my daughter had just started kindergarten. So I was working a 40-hour week, driving an hour to and from work every day. So I really didn't have spare time to do this, but I knew I had to because I was sick of living paycheck to paycheck and being broke and not having any spending money after paying bills. So it was actually in February when I went to conference this year, and Mark announced the first ever Emerald bonus, which was $2,000. When I went to conference, I was an executive, so still moving very slowly. So I came home from conference, which I had missed last month's meeting when you guys talked about conference. So I was glad I could be here today to definitely recommend going, because that's the sole reason why I earned these bonuses was conference. So I come home from conference in February and got straight to work. I was charted at the time for Ruby, but needed so much volume to make that happen. So we got to work, and I promoted to Ruby. Obviously didn't get my $500 bonus being 4 months in, but I did earn the $2,000 annual bonus in February, which conference last year was in the middle of February, right?
Yeah.
So we had like half the month to do this. And then the next month I earned the double diamond bonus. So the $20,000 bonus that Mark brought back after conference. And that was like huge for me because.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Everyone just check that for a second. You went executive to emerald in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then you went executive to diamond the next month.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
diamond.
Double. So I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you. It's like, you're kind of like, oh yeah, I just went executive. And then I
It was kind of a whirlwind because.
I'm going to hear it again. I'm like, you went executive to diamond in a month.
Yeah, executive, hit Ruby, like that week I came home from conference.
Like 4 days later.
And
you needed all that volume.
yeah, and I
But
got
you
it
did it.
by the end of the month, which helped me. I don't know how I did it, honestly. We spent a lot of time at Lafayette. That's what we did. So anyway, yes.
Sorry, did not mean to.
It's okay. No, I'm glad you stopped me because that really is huge, and you can do it too. Because I'm no one special. I'm just like all of you. And if you get to work and get your mind right and just like laser focus, you can do it.
So focused, she didn't even know. Well, she knew. She didn't tell anybody. None of us knew that she even hit Ruby until 2 days after because she didn't.
even celebrate.
She was like, no, I'm going.
I'm
Emerald."
going.
It wasn't the goal, it was Emerald. But the best thing about all of this is I remember at our monthly meeting, like after all of this happened, probably April's meeting, I had totally forgot to share the part of my story where I quit my full-time job. So in March, actually before the end of the month, before I hit that diamond rank, I had put my 2 weeks in because I knew I was making it happen. So it was like the 27th of March when I was like, okay, this is gonna be my last day. I'm out of here. And I was only an Emerald at that point, but I knew I was gonna make it happen. I was gonna earn this $20,000 bonus, and it changed everything. I remember I paid off 3 credit cards with my first diamond check that had my bonus on it. And I actually was able to move into like a brand new apartment, paid my first month's rent and deposit with that first paycheck. So it changed so much for me.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel like I don't need anyone's opinions about what I'm doing. Like this month just, and these bonuses just like solidified that I can do this on my own. I'm worth this. Just really accomplished. Like, and I don't care what people think anymore. It's changed so much about like who I was before. My mindset's totally different.
Your name. Just say what your name is and what bonus you got, and then we already got a little bit of your backstory. But Exactly. So again, I'm Megan Millier, and I earned the double good bonus when I went diamond in March, and then that July I earned the double diamond bonus, which was $15,000. So $35,000 in good bonuses total.
Okay. What did this do for you? What was life like before, and then what did this kind of catapult you into?
So I would say my story is kind of different, I guess, because I knew what Erica was doing when I joined. I'm kind of have a business mindset. I'm a dreamer. I'm really like entrepreneurial, and that was always my passion. That's what I studied in school. So I knew once I joined this company that I could do this, and that this was going to be the vehicle to help me earn whatever income I wanted without having to work for someone else. And I was always the type of person that knew I didn't want to be someone that had a boss my whole life, and knew I didn't want to be in corporate America. But I didn't know how to get out of that. You know, like if you have those dreams that you want to, you know, do things for yourself and not work for someone else, your whole life, you're like, okay, well, how do I get from point A to point B? So I noticed pretty quickly that ItWorks was going to do that for me. So right from the beginning, I knew I was a lifer. I was never going to quit. I was never going to give up. This is what I was going to do. But I think what the good bonuses do is that they show you that it can be done. I mean, you see people go after these incentives and hit these promotions quickly. And for me, it just showed me that we can literally do whatever we want to do. You know, why, when there isn't a bonus on the line, do we move slower, and do we not push as hard for these promotions? So these good bonuses are kind of the reminder to everybody that you can hit whatever promotion you want without any limits on yourself at all. It's an extra reminder.
Exactly.
Right. And you look back to it and you're like, how did I do that? You know, I didn't sleep. Oh my God, I was at Starbucks every single day of my life. And it seems crazy in that month's time, but is it worth it when you look back and you have $20,000 to your name? Do you know what I mean? So it's just that extra push that we don't think about every single day.
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit about you. I want to hear a little bit about your story. When you received the bonus, how much, and kind of like what your life looks like now, and what it was like before too.
My name is Alicia Clark. I've been in the business since this past February.
This year,
Of this year,
2016.
2016. I actually joined right after conference. Maggie called me from the airport in Tampa and gave me no choice. So,
Did you guys know each other beforehand?
yeah, we've been best friends since we were babies. So, yeah. So, a little bit about me. I actually started out in the last July 2015 as a low customer under Kylie. I was really into working out and doing some other things. But I was kind of stuck, and Kylie was the only person that I really knew at the time that was doing anything with ItWorks. I hadn't really heard of it except for her. So I messaged her one day, asked her about it, did my 3 months, and then I was done. And she was like, you should totally do this. And I was actually part of another company at the time that was going absolutely nowhere, but I was just lying to myself about the fact that I was going to just make it work. And Kylie was like, okay, whatever. Bye. Like she didn't pursue me anymore because she knew that I was like going to keep following this dead end that I was going down. I'd actually ignored a message from another distributor. No, which I didn't realize this later because the distributor is Jessica Payne. She's on our team. And until I messaged her like one time about something, I was like, I'm so sorry that I ignored you like 5 minutes ago. So she didn't so anyway, so in February, here I was still lying to myself about this other company that I was with, and I knew that I didn't even understand what I was doing with this other company, and I admit that now because I know what people feel like when they first start something new, and here I was, and I felt totally lost, and I was just like, okay. So Maggie calls me, and here I am again, still being hard-headed. I was like, well, let me think about it. And I really just wanted to sign up right then.
I think I had to call you.
Yeah, she had to call. She texted me and said, hey, and I knew what she was going to say because I knew where she was. So she calls me, we talk about it for about 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, I'll think about it. And so proceed to go look up everything that I possibly can. wanted to sign up right then, but didn't want to seem like I was that interested. But I think it was like a day and a half later, I finally decided I was going to sign up. I don't know why I did that. But pretty much what it came down to is the reason I decided to sign was because Maggie was my best friend. I wanted to support her. I wanted to at least give it a shot with her because we had done everything together our whole lives. And so I thought that, and I was kind of just at a point in my life where I just felt kind of lost. I'm a teacher and a coach, and I feel like that's not really what I'm supposed to be doing. I feel like I'm supposed to be helping people, and I think for a long time I thought that was the answer, and I don't think that it is. So I decided that I was going to give it a shot, and I joined February 10th, and I went executive that month by the end of the month, and then in the next month I promoted to Ruby. So it was like a month and a half I went to Ruby. And I earned the double good bonus, which was $1,000 at the time. So pretty much that's the only bonus that I've earned. I'm at Emerald now. I promoted to Emerald in June, which sets me up for this month's bonuses. So that's what we're going after now.
So you're going down, right?
Well, yeah. My goal is to make my husband my Emerald, so I'm kind of chasing both. So that'll be good. But so. Obviously, I haven't earned as much in bonuses as these people, but it has kind of changed the way that I look at things and do things. It didn't help me pay off a lot of bills. It didn't help me do anything like that, but my bonus was spent a little bit differently. I reinvested it back into my business. That's what paid for my ticket to go to Green Carpet this summer, paid for my flight down there, paid for my hotel. And just getting to that event was something like spectacular, just being there and being around people that you only see like on YouTube, or like you feel like you're in this company with all these superstars, so they're just like you. And that kind of changed a lot of things for me. And then so I feel like it changed my thinking to like, so it solidified the fact that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm with the right team doing it. And yeah, I mean,
Love that. Round of applause for you.
I think I was daydreaming.
Introduce yourself. Talk about a little bit about your story. You can make us cry if you want, because it does every single time. Every time. And talk about what bonus you got and what your life was like before and what it's done for you since then.
Just get your tissues.
Get your tissues.
My life before ItWorks was a train wreck in every sense of the word. Before I started, I had found out a few months before that I was 20 weeks pregnant. And then 10 weeks later, I had my daughter. She weighed 2 pounds. Her dad, whatever you want to refer to him as, decided he didn't want to be a part of the picture. And whenever he left us with a lot of debt. NICUs are not cheap at all. I lost my house in February. Had to tuck my toe between my legs and go back home. I swear I'm not gonna cry.
You're fine.
Megan. Told me, she's like, you need this. She knew a little bit about my situation. And she's like, you need this. This is something you need to do. I had no idea what the company was, nothing. I was just like, I trusted Megan. I knew she would not lead me astray. I swear I'm gonna cry, that's what I always say, and somehow that's always happened. So I joined, it was March 26th. 4 days later, I went executive. And then that was the end of March. I didn't go over.
Can you say that one more time?
I went executive in 4 days. Woo! Actually, the first hour I joined, I got.
So you had no kid.
No, I got in my first hour. An hour after signing, I had 8 loyal customers and a distributor. So
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, what did I just do? I mean, myself, I've never seen this in my life. What is she doing?
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, the whole train wreck thing comes into play. I didn't just like do this for something like for extra money. Like this was my end all be all. This was my saving grace. This is what had to support my child and I. Like she weighed she didn't even weigh 5 pounds whenever I got to finally bring her home from the hospital after almost 2 months. And I didn't want to have to work 3 or 4 jobs, like trying to support us and like never get to see her or anything like that. And I was like drowning in debt that he had left us with. So I had to figure something out. And I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, hey, cool, this is what I'm doing. And then miraculously, people just started giving me the debit card, just like small. I'm like, okay, cool. I had no idea like how big of a deal it was. And then Erica, I had no idea who she was, posted on the team page. I was like, oh, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, this isn't normal. Like, this is what people do. Like, I didn't know because, I've been in for 45 minutes. So, then it was a few months after that, still not great at charting because it was, I'm just texting, hey, what do I do with this person? Whatever, And then she was like, hey, you're going, it was the day I went, I'm just like, hey, you're going diamond today. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, okay. And she's like, you're getting a $10,000 bonus. And I'm like, all right. Like, I still was just kind of like, okay, whatever. And drove here to St. Louis, like, you have to be here. I'm like, well, bye. And so I drove to St. Louis. I got the 10, well, actually, the system crashed. None of us thought we were getting our bonus. That was also a train wreck.
Not pretty.
It wasn't. I think Erica was mainlining vodka. Yeah. So 4 months in, I earned the $10,000 diamond bonus, which changed everything for me. Like, I thought like my Ruby paycheck was awesome because I just got my first Ruby paycheck. I'm like, yeah. And then I literally the night that I went diamond, I had 24 cents in my bank account. And whenever I saw like that first diamond paycheck, like I hit my knees. Just I started falling. I'm like, wow, okay, this is why I ran. Like this is why I took off like with this company. This is why I did this. Like this like validates everything for me. And then it was March of this year. Actually my 1 year mark. 1 year from the day that I went executive, I went double diamond and got the $30,000 double good bonus. So you can imagine what else that did. It was we were actually in St. Louis.
That's almost as bad of a story.
It was. We were just in St. Louis at a food event. He doesn't love food. I told Megan, I'm like, I just have a couple more orders to put in. And she's like, okay, we have to get here. Like, we're late. And I'm like, okay. Like, it just, like, the whole night was just crazy. She didn't even tell me that I would double nothing. She was, like, keeping it to herself at the time. I had no idea if I got the $30,000. We were just, running on faith. And then that came in, and that absolutely changed everything. I get to spend every day with my daughter, every day. She's the light of my life, and
I thought that was going to come down.
yeah. So this business just changed everything for me. Before I started it, I didn't love myself. I didn't love who I was. I didn't love where I was in life. And like, I can honestly say that today, like, because of this business, like, I love myself. I love where I'm at. I am truly 110% a better person because of this business. And it has just changed everything for my daughter and I. It's incredible. Like,
Because like I was thinking about this when Kylie said she was executive so fast. Part of the reason that I think a lot of us can say that we took off when we realized what we were doing was that we didn't stop. And like when I went Ruby, it was because I kept texting Maggie because I thought she was lying to me. So like we all know now that you like when you join, the month that you join doesn't count as like your first month. Like you have 2 full months to join. And I was looking on this stupid app, which never works, and it says that you were at like day whatever out of 60. And I was at like day 45, and I was like, Maggie, I'm not going to get there. She's like, you have another month. And I was like, no, I don't. The app says that I only have 15 more days, or I'm not going to get this bonus. And she's like, you're lying. No, like that's not how it works. And I didn't believe her. So like I just took, and I now know that she wasn't lying to me, but like the reason I wanted to say that is because I just pushed because I thought that I didn't have enough time to get there, and like that made me so much more focused. Like I wasn't messing around, like waiting until the last second trying to make this happen. Like I had a whole nother month to try to get my Ruby bonus, but because I thought I didn't, I worked a lot harder. And like just think right now that like don't think that the bonuses are gonna come back next month. Like you never know. And like just work hard now and work hard from the beginning, and like you'll reap the benefits a lot faster than you think.
I wanted each of you guys to go over a quick tip or maybe share what it was that you did that kind of catapulted you into getting these bonuses.
Well, I don't really know what I did in that short amount of time to make that happen, but now I know that it takes small, daily attainable goals. We're at the beginning of October, so my tip is going to be to every day have a game plan, make a small attainable goal, and don't make it message 10 people. That's not going to be enough. You can do more than that. You need to push yourself and message 75 people that day, 50 people that day. Follow up every week, every Friday, follow up with your potentials that you talk to, and just share what the business and the products are doing for you. And then you're going to be crossing off goals every day that you've done that are getting you one step closer to your main goal at the end of the month to hit that bonus. So that's my tip.
Okay. Would it be out of the ordinary if that's what the question is? My tip would be just to be consistent. Like once you understand that posting on Facebook is not enough, you will.
Posting one time a week on Facebook is not enough for sure.
Yeah, posting once a day, once a week, even like 3 times a day. If you're just posting, it's not enough. And I know that that's like the step in the right direction because that lets people know what you're doing. But posting on Facebook or posting on Instagram does not open the floodgates to low customer acquisition. And once you start talking to more people, you can use that as a tool. Like you might have seen what I saw on or what I posted on Facebook, or maybe they like to post. That's kind of like your opportunity, like to talk to that person. But don't just rely on that, and don't think that that's going to get you to where you want to be. You're going to have to go way out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do more than you ever thought you could do, and it's going to really pay off for you. Though. You're going to realize that that's that you could do more. You might just be a little scared, but once you overcome that, you're going to be really happy with yourself.
So I was trying to look back, I feel like it was forever ago, look back to what we were doing at the time that I went diamond. And honestly, what it was parties. That was the time in the business. You'll see this company kind of goes through trends with what everybody's doing to build their business. And back then it was literally parties. We were not as focused on social media. And that's really what this team was about in our early years. But that's what we did. So think about it this way, guys. How many loyal customers do you typically enroll in a month? For me, it's maybe like, well, when I complete the steps of success, that's our 4th. But when I used to do parties, I literally would walk away from a party with 6 customers from 1 hour of work. So you really have to put that into perspective. When you're pushing for these huge bonuses that are here for this month only, this is the time to get parties on the books. It takes massive action to go diamond, guys. Even when you're brand new to hit this Ruby bonus in your first 2 months, you can do that easily, but it's going to take getting your message out, getting your story and our product out to a lot of people, and that is most easily done and most efficiently done with parties. So you only have 1 month, use your time wisely. We can get 5 people in a room, and in 1 hour's time, walk away with tons and tons of volume and add new people to your team. So do parties for yourself and teach your downline to do parties, and you'll see just how quickly your promotion will come together.
My tip would definitely be always remember to be you. Like whenever you join this business, like don't let this business become every aspect of your life. What I mean by that is like whenever you're posting on like social media, like don't be an ad. You want people to see you. You want people to still see who you are. I am always real, and I can't tell you how many people that have joined my team and said like, I joined you over so and so, or I joined you because I know you, and like you're always real about it. You are selling yourself first before you ever are selling a product, selling on a business, anything. You are absolutely selling yourself first. So on social media and just everyday life, even if you're face-to-face talking, always make sure that you're being positive and being real and just genuine, because that's what people want to see. You know, they don't want to be bombarded with, you know, sales pitches and everything all the time. Like they want to see you being real. So that would be my tip. It's just always so genuine.
Can we get another round of applause? All right. We are going to do our second panel. We're going to have Melissa and Lauren come up.
Oh, I'm not taking it.
Oh, gosh.
Give me my kid.
You ran off on purpose, guys. I ran the opposite side of the room.
Darn it. Why did you take my away? We're like looking at her.
Staring at her.
Okay,
guys.
we're not creepy.
So this next panel is exciting because we haven't done this before. So what we're going to do on this panel is talk about people in ItWorks who have another traditional job full-time that they love. So obviously we all joined this company for different reasons. I myself didn't want to be in a corporate job, but I'm not the norm. So we have three beautiful ladies up here who absolutely are so passionate about what they do every day outside of ItWorks. And we wanted to offer this to you all because there are some people that can relate to this, and there are some people who maybe struggle with judgments about loving their traditional job while in this company, or trying to balance what to do as far as when you're successful in ItWorks, what does that mean about your traditional job, or what is how well you're doing in your traditional career dictate how far you go in this company, and you know how fast you work. We all have different reasons for making this income and joining as the bottom line. So let's talk about that. So I'm just going to go question by question with each of you. So Ashley, we'll start with you. You already told your story, but tell people about what you do as your traditional career.
All right. So like I mentioned before I passed out, I am a photographer. I have had this business for the last 8 years. This business, my photography business, is my baby. It is my passion. It is something that I truly don't think I could ever part ways with. Now, I don't know what the future is going to hold, obviously, but as of right now, being in ItWorks for the last almost 3 years and doing this, my photography business simultaneously with it, it just makes it even more evident that I feel like, what was the question?
Well, this one, you're just telling people what you
Okay, well, I already said that.
Okay.
We'll move on.
So this
I got some really good stuff that I was about to say, and I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
wait.
it. Okay.
same question to everybody.
There you go.
Hi, I am a teacher. I teach a PE in Cahokia health driver's ed. I've taught at Wood River, Bunkerville. I've been in Cahokia like 9-10 years now. And I joined, I had triplets. So in 2013, I had triplets, and I saw Eric actually post who was $1,000. And I had already been a loyal, so I kind of knew, and I messaged her. I think I backed off for a couple of weeks. I'm like, got paid. I'm like, I'm going to do this. But I joined, I went Ruby in like 30 days, Diamond in 60 days, and then I was double Diamond after conference. Because keep bringing up conference was key. And actually the 3 distributors that were underneath me that when we all promoted when we got back. But I will always teach because teaching is my passion. But ItWorks is now a passion. Like when last week when they announced, you know, the $10,000 entries, I got 4 entries and I literally had 3 hours of sleep per night. I'm a single mom now, so I have the 3-year-old triplets, a 7-year-old. I would put the kids to bed. I would work till 1, 2 in the morning, get up at 5:30, start working again. And then I would come back and do it again, and that's how I got my entries. But that's like last month, since they announced the other bonuses, I've been up. I think I was up to like 6 last night. In the morning, went to bed for 2 hours, and I'm just up and going again. But I know what this can do, but it's my side income, it helps. But I am making almost double my teaching salary, but I don't, like I said, I can never give up teaching because I make a difference down there. If it's buying my kids lunch, you know, we helped 5 families last year at Christmas. I'm like up it to 8 this year because I can do it. I've actually taken in a former student I help, his family I help, other kids all the time because it's my real passion, so.
I teach elementary art. That's the question, right? Just what do I do? I teach elementary art.
How did I know this about you? Well, introduce yourself. Tell
I'm
everybody.
Lauren Judd. I have been in since November 2013. So I started whenever my daughter was 1 and just decided I wanted to make some extra money. My husband had been laid off, so we were doing fine, but I thought extra money would help. So that's why I started.
I was an art teacher.
I do know
Oh.
that.
Okay, so next question. A lot of people who are in the same shoes as you all might wonder how you balance everything and how you have the time to do both. And what does your actual day look like? So I want you guys to tell everybody, pretty much just give them a rundown of what you do daily, how you fit in this business into your life when you're so busy already.
So a day-to-day time for me is probably looks a little schizophrenic. I'm gonna be really honest. Like I said, I have a 4-month-old. I will go and take my 3-year-old to preschool. I get my 5-year-old onto the school bus. I will sit in the parking lot for an hour after I drop my 3-year-old off to preschool. I will sit in the parking lot for an hour, and that is when I send out all my messages for the day. Because I know that is, like, he's usually sleeping behind me, so I can get that in. It's all around nap and feedings and all that. So I will message everybody for about an hour. I'll drive home. I'll try to edit for about an hour. Then I'll go back on and I will follow up with people. I will reach out to my team, and then I'll go back and edit for a little bit, and then I'll go pick up the kids, and then I gotta go do a session, and then by the time I get home, I am following up with more people, and then at some point I sleep, and then I wake up and do it all over again. So it's crazy, but the thing is that I made a decision a long time ago that this is important to me. This business is important to me. My team is important to me, and I don't really care what I have going on day to day and how crazy my life is. This is going to happen. It is going to happen. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so a lot of people might wonder, people who have a traditional career may feel like they have to have 6 hours a day to devote to ItWorks. But it sounds like you literally just fit it in whenever you can. So tell people literally how you can just fit it in like that without having to feel like you need to sit down for 3 hours and really devote everything to ItWorks. You kind of just get it in however it can happen, right?
So, yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. If I have an hour, I will use that hour to my best abilities. And I will, I just maximize any extra time that I have because it's important to me. And so really just truly working around every single thing else that is consistent in my life. I'm trying to like fit it in as where I can. And you know, here's the thing, if it takes me 5 years to reach ambassador because of how my life is, it is what it is. This is where my life is at. This is what it looks like. I've got 3 kids underneath the age of 5. I have a really, really awesome thriving business aside from ItWorks, and I don't care how long it's going to take me. I'm going to fit this in wherever I can, and I will get there one day.
So my day-to-day, like I said, I get up like 5:15, 5:30. I'll check all my messages. I shower. I get myself ready. I get my 7-year-old up, get her ready for the day, and then I'm fortunate to have like my mom come over, or I took in a former student who'll help me with the girls. And then I leave for work by 6:45, and I actually do like the voice messenger when I drive. And I did say I'm a driver's ed teacher. But I do have to, and I know a police officer now on my webpage, so I told them to be careful watching me. But so I will do like the messenger and I actually talk to the people I'm like working with, and then when I get to work, I work a little bit. I do get a little break. I have an extra plan hour because I do supervision, like some data entry, so I'll work a little bit during that time. But then when I get done, like 2:15, 2:30 on my way home, I'm doing the messaging. And when I get home, I do homework, my routine, and then throughout the night, like if I check my phone, I'll just check a little bit of stuff, work with people that I need to. Put the girls down, like the triplets go down around 8:30, my oldest 9, and then once she goes to bed, I'll get up and try to work till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I do it all over again. I do, we try to do our team trainings. I do most of the launches on our team, additional parties, online parties, so whatever it takes to grow, that's what I'm gonna do. And like the question on what was the second one, how do I just fit it, you just fit it in, you make it happen. Something I've been doing when I see a good post too, I'll copy it to my notes. And then I'll like change it to my stuff, and when I see good pictures, I just save it, and that helps me to go through the morning, copy, paste it, and just figure out what I want to post. That's something I've been really trying to do more of.
So I have 2 kids. I have one 1-year-old and a 4-year-old. And so my 4-year-old's really crazy. She gets up at like 4 in the morning and gets in my bed. So like when I start my day, I usually get up when she comes in our bed and I start messaging people, following up with people from a couple days before maybe. And then I get up, I try to do a couple posts before I go to school, and then hopefully nobody school's watching, but like sometimes I go to my desk when since I teach art, I have them for an hour, I get them settled. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
Just start. Sorry.
My kids know, like when I was going for like the double diamond, I was like, do not talk to me today. Don't kill each other, just go play sport and leave me alone.
Like I sit at my desk and I'm like, for 5 minutes, everyone worked really hard on their own. Like the high school kids who you're like, I know you're on your own, but I'm at my desk. So I post and I message some people or respond to messages or questions that I've gotten. I usually try to post at lunch, and then the afternoon I kind of follow up with some people. I don't know, I just feel like after school, I'm kind of like her, like I get in my car and I know once I get home, things are going to get really crazy. So I sit in my car for a while after school and message people and write and be like,
I'm not gonna lie, like I'll get a text message from my husband, like I'll be done like with the photo shoot and I'm sitting in the driveway and he's like, I know you're here. And I'm like, I just can't come here. Every 10 more minutes, I have a lot of stuff being
because as soon as you go in, it's like all you. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So Ryan would be like, did you have a meeting after school? And I'm like, oh yeah, just yeah.
Parking lot.
It's a meeting, but it's not for school.
Yeah.
So.
Like I gotta hop on the Zoom. Like,
Not a big
sorry.
But I'll be home soon.
Yeah.
So I get home, I make my kids go to bed at 7 because that's such as I can. I've been with kids all day. So they go to bed at 7, and then I'm like immediately back on my phone, posting, messaging, following up with people from months ago, just doing it all over again, following new people. So, and it's the same, like, well, obviously I just fit it in when I want to, not necessarily like I don't necessarily have time, but I make it work because I enjoy doing it and I know that it's going to be totally worth it. So.
So the last question for each of you is give everybody a tip if they're in the same shoes as you, they work a traditional job, and because they love their job, they don't want to quit their traditional job.
Okay. I have written this down, and something that Holly was supposed to be up here tonight because she had a family emergency. And when we were going on the Zoom, when we were talking over the meeting on the Zoom the other day, I was talking about how, passionate I was about my job and how much I love what I do. And I mean, equally, just as much as I love this ItWorks business too. And she's like, it's really interesting. Like, you are one of those people that didn't necessarily need this opportunity, like on paper, you didn't need this opportunity. But what this company has blessed you with like far surpass what you could have even possibly imagined. I'm like, you're so right. And I'm like, I think we are so focused on targeting people who, that need this opportunity money-wise, or, they're going through a hard time, or we're constantly thinking about those people. But instead, think about the people that you're friends with that on paper may not need this opportunity, but they really could possibly get something out of this. And it was like a shift for me, because I was like, you're right. Here I am, going, talking to potentials that I know need this opportunity so badly for their families, but there are doctors out there that could easily get something out of this as well. And a big thing too, the people, I always talk about people, the friendships and the people that you meet. Maybe there's somebody who's really lonely right now, that may not have a lot of friends and maybe is so involved in their career, and they may need that aspect of it. So you just really don't know. You just don't know.
I think my biggest tip is just trying to do those steps to success every month. And I know we always go back to it, and I always tell this every time. Like when I reach out to like my other distributors, like we're not promoting, I'm like, you got to get distributors under you. You can't wait for people to build your business. I know a lot of people like want their uplines to build them, and I can tell you, like Eric had put one distributor under me, and that was it. And I've enrolled the rest, the loyals. And I actually have had distributors. I'm like, you can earn these bonuses, and then when they don't hit rebate, well, that's your fault. We enrolled every loyal distributor for you. You can't run everybody's business. And you got to remember, it's your business. It's your outcome. So whatever you put into is what you're going to get. You have to be consistent. You have to do those steps. I think the biggest thing was getting back to parties. I was been working all day yesterday, booking on doing online parties or setting them up, in-person parties, because you've got to do parties because you're opening up a whole different ball game by doing that.
My tip would be, be consistent even whenever it's hard not to be. And I can tell whenever I haven't been consistent in the past, I can tell that that's kind of a time when my business was really slow and I wasn't talking to anybody and I didn't know where to get people to talk to. So just being consistent on social media is probably my biggest tip. That's been the game changer.
For this next session, we're going to bring up Erica Holmeyer.
See, you didn't tell me. Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, you guys, we might need you up for the last one. Yeah. Well, this is, like I said, I'm as prepared as I ever am, so.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, some of you might have seen this. This is from Tiffany Herr, an Ambassador Diamond, and she did a live video on her Facebook page trying to help people who feel like they're not where they want to be in this business. So what we're going to talk about is, if you feel like you're not where you want to be at this time, these are 15 questions to ask yourself. So you might want to write them down if you have paper, because we're just going to go one by one and kind of just chit chat about them and our opinions on what these things can do to change your business. So session you go through take turns back. Yeah, you are. Okay, so this first one to ask yourself, if you're not where you want to be. We all have talked about it before, but income producing activities. So that's number one. So what that means, if you haven't heard about it before, is activities that are actually going to build your business. We're not talking about scrolling on Facebook, which we all know takes up so much of our time. I know. Eric's like, I know. We're not talking about just managing our teams, which we know can eat up a lot of our time too and make us feel like we're working. But at the end of the day, is managing your team, giving you the new loyal customers and the new distributors that you need. You guys want to share anything about?
I just want to share on the Facebook scrolling, and I think I even said this last month. Guys, it takes a lot out of me when I realize I have to scroll for 25 minutes. I'm annoyed, I'm aggravated, I'm mad at myself. I'm like, I'm tired of reading Trump, Hillary crap that I just let my brain suck in. And so I've really been conscious of this last month of being like, stop scrolling, because I don't like to scroll. I know who I want to look at. I know who I want to see. So catch yourself, do whatever you want, or pay attention when you are scrolling at your attitude when you put your phone down, because it's usually not good. So
that just kind of reiterating that, like, just stop scrolling, it's not doing any of the things.
Okay, so that was number one. Number two is, are your excuses holding you back? So we're gonna let the moms talk about this one. And if you found yourself having any excuses, if you've had a time in your business where you just let reasons and excuses hold you back from succeeding.
So in the beginning, I shared with you guys that the first year of this business, it wasn't that I didn't see the vision, and it wasn't that I didn't think that I would make $1 million in this company. I really did. But for the first year, I really do feel like I had excuse after excuse. And looking back now, I will fully admit it. You know, I don't have enough time. I have this photography business, and I've got 2 kids now. How am I possibly going to be able to do all this all at once? And I kept making excuses for not working when I needed to be working in order to get where I wanted to be. And I just, guys, this business has developed me into a person of straight up no excuses. Like if somebody says something, I'm like, no. Like, if I can do this with everything going on in my life right now, you can do it. You can do it. No excuse.
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna add on this is mom, not mom, married, not married. If you've ever battled depression in your life, that will take over at different times of this business. I've seen it happen with distributors on my own team. I've seen people who are seeing their business just not where they want it to be, and instead of taking charge, they've wallowed in that not where it wants to be. And it can be outside sources, environment, whatever, but you've got to have a moment where you just say, I'm just gonna leave it with yesterday. Like, guys, that's too much. I can't carry the crap that happened yesterday. I don't have the space on my back to carry it today. And you have to tell yourself, I'm not gonna carry it today. And I think that's the biggest excuse that people have, is that they take what happened yesterday and then bring it with them today. Don't, because today's new, tomorrow's even newer. So yeah, that's it on the excuses. But I think that we have to kind of give grace to ourselves sometimes to be able to say this at the end of the day. If you don't like where your day went, give yourself a grace moment and just pray about what's going to happen tomorrow. Because you just don't beat yourself up for having that excuse in the moment. So that's it.
Okay, so number 3 to ask yourself is, are you being consistent? So this is huge. You hear everybody talk about it all the time. But I want you guys to think about it this way. Yes, we are all business owners, but think about this. We are not a storefront. We do not have a sign that says open and people just come in all day long, right? Think about it that way. We don't have a business that can run itself, and this business will not run itself if you're not taking the action steps every single day. So we don't have a sign that says open. All we have is our mouth and our fingers for texting and messaging like crazy people. So really think about it like that, guys. Literally the only thing that keeps your business open is when your mouth is open. And if we're not consistent, that means that our store is closed like half the day, or it's closed for 3 days because we've had a crazy week, and then it's only open, one evening on Friday when we have some time to message people. We have to have our store open constantly and consistently.
This is probably one of my favorite ones. For an example, I was out for April's dinner a couple weeks ago, and the conversation quickly turned. There was a guy sitting at our table, like it was a farmhouse table, and he was kind of listening in and realized that he was asking me about ItWorks. And I was like, because I was opening my mouth and talking to this group of girls about it, and he was intrigued. And so then he started asking me more questions about the business side of it, and became a really, really good potential distributor, him and his wife, for my team. And it dawned on me, like, I'm always talking about this business. Like, I'm so excited, and I'm so ready for everything that's going to happen in the next year with this business that I'm always talking about it. And it's not like an annoying thing. It's just that it is what it is. Like, this is my life. This is what I enjoy. And had I not been talking to the group of girls about what we were talking about, what pertaining to the business, this guy wouldn't have even, intervened and said, hey, I'm we've been looking into this. Like, we really are interested in this. So it's like, stay consistent. Like, I'm consistently talking about it all the time. To strangers, to people that I know, it doesn't matter. I don't care if my close friends like are getting tired of hearing me talk about it. I'm gonna keep talking about it.
So as far as staying open, what I think too is you have to think of ItWorks as like your third arm, right? Like it goes everywhere with you. Okay, sometimes it gets in the way. Like sometimes you're like, oh, I'd rather go out with my friends than do this launch party, but you still have to go. Sometimes it's there to help you, you know, whatever. It needs to be a third arm that you are constantly taking with you. And how or what that means is when you're out talking, you'd be like, oh yeah, my third arm, yeah, it's right here. That ItWorks business. You need to always be having it right there to talk about. And sometimes I think when people are going back into that excuse point or whatever, they're kind of in that zone that they just don't feel like they're rocking it like they were, or they don't feel like they're on the path that they wanted to be. My team a lot of times hates me because they'll come to me and they'll give me, you know, what's not working, and I'm like, okay, so you're going to write down 5 things you love about this business, and then you're going to go to bed. And I say that all the time. Like, can you answer my question? I'm like, I don't care about so-and-so who quit. So with that being said, your business always being open, take a moment. If you're not sure what direction to take that business opening, whether it's Facebook, whether it's talking to the girl at Target, whether it's on Instagram, whatever, take a moment and think about 5 things you love about this business, 5 products you love. And then watch yourself, because you love them so much and you're excited about them, watch yourself bring them up casually. And it happens. I don't know how, but I've caught myself doing that. I do it a lot when I'm driving the kids to school. Every morning, I kind of sit there and think about the 5 things I just love about this business. It's just like a kind of an in-head gratitude journal. So when you do that, it starts being open a lot more. So I recommend doing that earlier in the day than at like 5 p.m.
So what Erica just said about what she makes us do is true. I will never forget this. I had one of the hardest probably nights of my life in my business, and which, you know, has never happened before. And I was talking to Erica. It was a month where we were going for a huge bonus, and it was crunch time at the end of the month, probably the last day or the second last day, something insane. And I was just having a bad evening and didn't think anything was going to happen. And she literally told me to put away my phone, put away my computer, and go to bed. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, we have 2 days left. I'm not going to get this bonus. She's like, I don't care. You're going to kill me, but I just need you to go to sleep. Don't look at your team page. Don't look at your phone or computer. So there are moments where we have to do things like that. So give yourself those moments sometimes. I think it's important. So number 4, the question is, are you building relationships? So guys, we know this business at its core is all about people, right? Nothing else besides that. We're in the business to help others, and more importantly than that, we're in the business to build relationships with others and connect with others. So if you're in a place where you feel like you're not adding a lot of people to your team, if you feel like you're not adding customers to your business, it could be because you're more on the salesy side and not as much over on the connecting side. So my shift in my business definitely changed where I thought of people and not as a customer to me, or not as a sale to me.
I think that the shift that happened within my business was when I really started thinking ahead to what this business would do for the people that I'm wanting to bring in. So yeah, like you're thinking of them as people, but like, what could this do for them? And you're focusing in on that and not so much that they're a 400 box. Like, really talk to them about what their goals are. Like, what do they want to do with their life? Like, what excites them? And what are their dreams? You know, and think of it in that terms instead of like, okay, that's just another person. So yeah.
So those are really, like, those are pretty much what I was going to say. Like, in turn, something that I have consistently tried to do that's new, again, you know, we're going 3.5 years with this, guys. I can't tell you that, while consistency is key, consistency doesn't look the same month after month. Consistency doesn't look the same definitely year after year. But something that I try to really do is I just pray for awareness. I pray for awareness a lot. I pray to be aware of that mom who needs me to send that message. I pray for that friend who needs my phone call today. And even if it's not this business, guys, because I pray to have their names pop in my head. Because when I send a message and I say, hey Megan, your name just popped in my head, and I think you would be amazing at this business. I know that you do not like your corporate job. I see all of your posts. You should really join me. It's so much more authentic. Okay? So in praying for that awareness, and I feel like I'm having better relationships. I'm treating people like they're people. They are people. I love people, you know, and so I'm not going to copy and paste this great message that this leader put out and send it to everyone on my friends list. I'm going to send it to the ones who really are pulling at me for some reason. So that's that people part.
There's one more thing about this I wanted to add. Let's all think about our 100s list, and we're taught to make a list of all these people that come to mind that can, you know, benefit our business or that we could help. So we write 100 names down on the list, and we look at this thing, and we're like, oh my gosh, okay, so I have to message these 100 people. So we have to stop thinking that that's a list of 100 sales, and you have to think that that's a list of 100 of your next best friends. So it's your responsibility to literally build relationships with every single one of those people. Don't look at your 100s list as if it's something you have to tackle to make sales. It's your job to become best friends with every single person on there. So question number 5 is, are you trying to learn everything before taking action? So I want to ask you guys. Well, not Eric.
No, I can't even answer this.
Well, just wait. I want to ask you guys, have you ever had someone on your team who you felt like this hindered their success, and kind of explain how it slowed them down, or what you would say to somebody who feels like they need to know everything about our compensation plan, everything about how our products work, or they're like, I don't even know how to have a party because I just started and I haven't even learned anything. So what would you say to them?
Alicia always says, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. And I feel like that is so true, because when you are just kind of with the blinders on and you're just going and you don't even think about, okay, where does this go and what does this product do and whatever, but you're just generally out to change as many lives as possible, then that's when the real magic happens. When you sit back and you start analyzing every little thing that's going on, that's kind of when things start to slow down. And I will say I've had people quit way too soon because they felt like they needed to know every single little detail, every single little snippet of information, and it only, you know, kind of messed them up in the long run because they just couldn't find out everything in a month's space. You know, this business, I'm still learning so much, and I've been in for almost 3 years. Like, I'm constantly learning and constantly evolving, and you can't learn everything. You know, I guess that's it. Like, you can't learn everything. Yeah. Well, I don't know everything. Definitely don't know everything in, compensation. I don't know every ingredient. I don't know policies and procedures, but my bank account is pretty solid. So you don't need to know everything. No, I said it. But it's true, guys. Like, here's the thing. Knowing everything about all of it doesn't sign that customer. And I have had distributors, trust me, that are like, but I don't know, like, I feel like I'm gonna look, I'm like, okay, here's the thing. We are sharers. We're sharers. Use a product and tell them how it felt when you used it. Like, I don't care. You are not gonna sell someone because you know what the 5th active ingredient is in the peel. You're not gonna sell someone. Shirley wouldn't sell me, okay? I wouldn't know what it smells like, okay? So use the products. Tell people what it smells like. I'm like, you guys ever use herbal essence? It kind of smells like that. That's why I sell the product, okay? That is not in the ingredients list, okay? No. So you need to be very real, okay? So that's, you're gonna have distributors like that. You may be like that. If you are like that and you keep catching yourself, and you're like, but I don't want to be, then watch someone who's not like that and kind of pull that for yourself. Does that make any sense? So, I
Don't know everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to use the microphone. Well,
Okay. I guess I kind of am guilty sometimes of wanting to know a lot, but when you think about it, if you don't, and people feel that's real and you don't, they're like, I don't have to know everything. I can do this with them because I don't have 8 hours a day to train and learn this all day long, but they don't know everything and I can learn it with them. So people kind of see that, they can think that they can do it too.
So good. Yes, bottom line, you want to be relatable, so you want others to think that they can do what you've done. And one more thing I wanted to add with this, when I think about my team and what we've done, the people that moved fastest on my team were the people who knew nothing and they just went. They were asking me questions the whole time. They're like, I just got 1 more oils, where do I put them? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So they're green enough that they don't even know, what to do, but they're doing it. So that's really, really important.
Yeah.
Question number 6. Are you acting desperate for the sale? So this goes back to relationships versus earning a sale. My favorite thing that I loved about this question was make sure you're making your business seem exclusive. So we want others to want to join us. We don't want to have to be pushy and ask people to join us. You want to pull people in with your social media, with your demeanor every day, with how you're being passionate about this company and how you're portraying that to others. So you want to make this seem exclusive and it's like it's something others want to be a part of. What would you guys say as far as acting desperate?
No one likes that girl, So just do it with heart and do it with being genuine, because that's gonna eventually get the sale. And I really come to find out in this business that things will be the way that they're supposed to be. And keep working and keep going after that goal. But if you do not hit diamond because you were 1,000 GB off or whatever for that month, it's okay. You did it with heart and you did it with integrity, and that's the way it should be. Okay.
Okay, so one person talking about the business being exclusive and fun and wanting people to be a part of it. One person who instantly comes to my mind that I kind of watch and gives me kind of inspiration onto my post is actually Chrissy. If you ever look at her Instagram, it's like great pictures of her talking about how excited she is about the business, and she makes it feel very exclusive. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I do this with her. So you, just as you, like, you have to kind of, find someone that you maybe look up to, or someone who fills those goals that you kind of have. Being desperate. Well, I mean, are we talking the 30th of the month that we're trying to get in for a 10K giveaway? Because I'm pretty sure I would have offered my liver on Friday night.
That's not where we differ.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll do everything to carry baby for you. Like, it's, but you're going to have those moments, guys, and you're going to call up your friend and you're going to say, I need one last loyal customer. I'm going for my 4 loyals. I'm gonna need you. There's gonna be a moment you're gonna be desperate. But here's the thing: you don't start the second of the month so desperate, and you don't want to start the first of the month that you are clinging to, that one little head nod, like that was a yes, because you're just focusing your attention elsewhere than where it needs to actually be. But you're gonna get desperate. I don't know what to tell you. But try and be conscious of that, kind of know it's going to have its time and place. You're going to make some phone calls. You're going to ask your, aunt to be your loyal customer, when the time is there. But day to day, be more meaningful. And I think that goes a lot farther. Or just like all their pictures, and when you're desperate with it, you're like, I've liked all of your pictures all the time.
Okay, question number 7 is, do you know that you're a leader already? So regardless of if you have distributors on your team, if you have customers on your team, in my opinion, when you join this business, you are a leader because you have people that look up to you, which is most of the time just your sidelines and people, on this large group team that we have. So a lot of people feel down on themselves because they feel like they're not a leader or they're not a leader that they should be. Guys, leaders come in a million different packages. We all have different strengths and we all have different weaknesses. And like Erica said, we fill in each other's holes in that way. So really know that once you join this company, you're a leader because you have people who look up to you. And you're also a leader kind of as an ambassador for this company. Think of it as a brand ambassador. You're representing this company. So you're a leader in that sense for your audiences. So that's super important to already have that mindset. and not feel like, well, you made me lose my train of thought. And not feel like you have to be anything or fit any certain kind of mold to be a leader.
I was really, really fortunate in when I first went, before I went Diamond, Alicia really saw in me a leader, and she really just kind of pulled that out of me. Okay, I would never be sitting up here if this was 3 years ago, 4 years ago. This is not what I'm good at. Like, I'm not good at it at all. But she pulled that out of me, and she recognized all these qualities and really just she made me go for it. And I think if we have, people on our teams, just really start to recognize those things in your leaders and your teammates, and just be encouraging, and it just comes out.
Okay, so I could spend a lot of time on this one, just because I'm gonna be real with you. Okay, so what you see or what you think a presidential, triples, doubles, all of that, what you think is like super glamorous, it's not. Because here's the thing, you might be at a Ruby or you might be at a distributor, whatever, and you're getting no's, right? You're getting no's from loyals, you're getting no's from, people who don't want to join your team. Well, imagine when you're a presidential and you're having people 5 times a day tell you they're quitting, and you've never got to actually help them in this business. How are you to go on the next day, right? Like, it's hard, okay? How about when that distributor who you are so excited for them to be a part of this because you know what their why is, quits on you, and you watch them go back to work and leave their baby at a sitter's when they came to you and said, I want to stay home with my baby. How do you not take that on, right? Because that's serious stuff. I have a baby that I know of that's mom's not home with them. And those really get to me a lot. Those take me down a lot harder, a lot faster than most other things do. Someone can tell me no, they won't be a loyal customer. Someone can tell me no, they don't want to be a distributor yet. It doesn't affect me as much. So there's not a lot of glamour in it. I was in tears with my own diamonds last week. You just have to know that being a leader is within, and being a leader doesn't look the same, okay? And it shouldn't be, because my God, that would be so boring, right? And no one could fit. Like, you're not me, we're all different. But you need to know too, I think sometimes there comes a moment where you think, well, Alicia's got it easy. I mean, she stays home. Well, I mean, she's recovering from childbirth, so I don't think she has it easy right now. Or you think, she's an investor. She's making that kind of money. This should be so easy. Christy's a triple. I'm a presidential, all of this. It's not any easier, okay? So you being a Ruby can be just as big of a leader as me being a presidential. And honestly, sometimes, and I told my team this, sometimes I need you to lead me. Because sometimes you don't know what your own leader had to deal with last night. Sometimes you don't know what your own leader may be dealing with in their personal life, right? But we sometimes, I think sometimes as leaders, we don't give ourselves the grace that we probably should. This is way getting off subject, and I apologize. But sometimes I don't think leaders give themselves the grace that we give our own distributors and rubies. And I also think that sometimes distributors, rubies, and emeralds, and diamonds, and all that think that what we do is unattainable because we make it look so fun and fabulous. And while it is, at times, it can be really hard. So going back to leadership, I don't know. A leader is a leader. It's going to look different. It's going to have different levels at different times. But I knew when I was a Ruby, well, actually, I knew when I was a distributor, guys. I've told this story before. I told Nick after my first training, I went home on a Sunday night, listened to the family call. After I hung up on the family call, I looked at Nick and said, I'm going to make $1 million from this business. That then is when I was a leader. I had no loyal customers. I had no distributors. That's it. So you got to decide, and it'll evolve. My leadership has evolved, and I am excited to see where I'll be in 5 years. But it's going to take a lot of bad stuff to get there in 5 years, and it's going to take a lot of really great stuff. So just know that part of the leadership stuff. So way off subject.
Okay, question number 8. Are you mastering your products as you go? So this is super important, and this was a big aha moment for me because I've never thought about it this way. I was a customer for our products before I was a distributor, so I was familiar with them, I knew them. But it truly is our job, while we don't have to know everything, it truly is our job to become an expert on these products to a certain extent, because it's our job to help provide these to others and meet their needs. So one thing that I love that was shared was every week, pick a different product, or actually let's do a month because we put it on our auto ship. So every month you're going to tell yourself you're going to work this month to become an expert on a new product. So Tiffany said, I picked ProFit last month, or protein, because I had never used it. You know, it was one of those products that was scary to me. I didn't know anything about it. I don't know how to talk about protein. I'm not a gym buff. So she put it on her auto shipment, and that month she used it. You know, she used it herself. She made sure to share that with her audience. And she printed out the product information and just read over it. You know, that was a part of her daily business activities that month. And that's all the products that she sold that month. All her loyal customers were for the ProFit. So she just expressed, you know, that's what translates into your business is how much you can provide information about a certain product to a customer. What do you guys think?
I can totally add to that, that the month that I am doing cleanse, or that I kind of started a new regimen, I will sell every single thing that's in that regimen. And because I'm so excited about it, I'm having real results with those products, and I'm using them every single day. And that totally translates to everybody else. Like, okay, she's real. This is legit. She's obviously, you know, losing weight with this, and this is clearly working. So I'm going to try that too. And it's just, it's being real and using the products every day. So.
Yeah, I can trace back to when I send the roast oils and when I don't. And when I send the roast oils, when I'm using the products. When I don't, I'm not using them consistently. So you've just got to be consistent. These products, I said this actually to my team. We ran a promotion at the end of this month. And I told them, I said, here's the thing. I just want you guys to make a one-time $25 purchase. Okay, I'm not asking you to spend hundreds of dollars, but you all have to be using these products, because I think so many times we get people who can run their auto or get paid on their 150 PBV, right? So they're not running an auto shipment. Well, then you are a salesman. I'm a terrible salesman, but I'm really good at sharing things. I mean, shoot, I shared my eyebrows, and I think that lady is booked till the whole next year. Yeah. So it's like I share things, you know. I mean, and it's just because you guys, because I wasn't selling you anything. You didn't feel pressure to buy this lipstick from me. You didn't feel pressure for any of that. Now, while we do have that extra line in there that we're saying, well, people, if you do want it, you can give me a call. That part is in there, but if you're just sharing what you're using and you're loving it, and you're just sharing what the taste even is, you know, whatever, that's going to be, people feel like that's genuine. You're not selling them anything. You're being a friend and sharing. So I don't know about you. I'd rather be a sharer than a salesman. So products.
Okay, moving on. Question number 9. Are you building your following? So this is something that I found is super important as I've grown through these promotions. It's really important to realize, guys, that the same people that got you to Ruby are not the same group of people that are going to get you to Diamond, and that's in regards to your potentials. So the same people on your 100s list are not going to get you all the way to Ambassador. So we just have to get that in our minds now. And every single day, it's our job to keep adding people and keep refreshing that list. What have you guys done to help that?
I make new friends every day. I don't care where it is, what I'm doing. My goal every single day is just to meet as many new people as possible. And truthfully, it's not because in the back of my head I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to get me to Ambassador. It's just I'm really trying to connect with as many people as possible and to build those relationships. It's really, really important in this business to have those relationships with people.
I'm just going to get real literal. I joined a new makeup Facebook group, whatever. I was like, oh, makeup, they spend money on makeup, right? And I've been going through there because Facebook is my love. And friending, you know, people who I see who are active, who are liking things or posting things. And I've seen my friend requests, or, you know, like my friends have probably grown. I've been doing it 5 days, and I bet I've gained 200 new friends on Facebook. So there's that. So there's my routine for 2017 right there. So yeah, just yeah, find your way, make friends, be nice.
Nice. Okay, question number 10. Are you staying plugged in? So you all have heard us preach this over and over and over, but in my opinion, that's because it's one of the most important things that you need in this business. Think of it this way. We have to stay close to the fire. You all hear us talk about, I'm on fire right now, our team is on fire, my business is on fire, I just feel it, it's crazy. Stay close to that fire. That means coming to these meetings and being around those people who are where you want to be in your business. So what happens when you move closer and closer to the fire in a real situation? You get warmer, you're walking closer to the campfire. If you keep going and keep going, sooner or later, you're gonna be on fire yourself. So think of it that way in this business, which translates right into getting to meetings and meeting with your team and staying engaged and being in person.
This is probably the biggest thing for me personally, is to stay plugged in. I could be having a really bad week, and I could have a lot of life going on. And the second I step into a meeting, or I am at a lunch with my girlfriends in the business, it just, everything just starts to change, and you start getting that reignited, like the excitement back, and why you're here and why you're doing this. And if you are consistently not staying plugged in, and if you miss every single meeting, if you don't even go, haven't even tried a meeting yet, that it's going to start to dull out. And the second that you step foot into a presence of this kind of activity and with this many like-minded individuals, nothing is impossible.
So, I think it's gone. Yeah, maybe.
Attention guests, if anyone owns a blue blazer, your lights are on out in the parking lot. Blue blazer out in the parking lot. Thank you.
Say it works. We pretty much all have it. Okay, I'm gonna be real and literal. Everyone who's not in this room's business is probably suffering. Everyone whose business is not in here, it's not probably hitting the promotions they wanted to hit. Sorry, Zoomers. I know you're here, so you're there. Some live out of town. I get that. That's not something we can control. But if you're locally here and you're not here, I mean, more power to you. And I'm not going to tell anyone that they can't make a promotion happen if they don't want it. But I can tell you, it's going to be pretty damn hard. Our next meeting isn't until after those promotions are done. I know that it was a meeting just like this that made me decide I was going to make $1 million in this business. I have missed 3 meetings, I think, in 3 years. I need this usually on the 15th of the month, and I'm looking forward to the meeting. And then I will tell you, I had every excuse in the book in my head, and I was at Eckert's running around with the kids all. I have my meeting tonight. Everyone feels like that, but I came here and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And what would I have done? I would have stayed and done what I was doing, and then gone home and went to bed, and then been annoyed. Like, why? And it's like, you have to get in your freaking car, you have to drive, and you have to sit in a room. You have to. Why is there AA? Why does AA work so well? Because it's a meeting. It's a face-to-face. It's an accountability within yourself. I never have told someone, get to a meeting and I will give you a t-shirt. No, get to a meeting and you'll get a paycheck is what you'll get. So, I don't know. You just got to get here. I have no patience.
And this will translate real quick into what we're going to talk about conference. But for me, staying plugged in and making the commitment to go to conference was huge for my business. The year that I went to conference for the first time, it was in January. The very end of January. And so less than 2 months later, I went from being paid as an executive to going diamond and getting $20,000. And then 3 months later, I went double diamond, and that's only because of conference and only because I made the commitment to go and be plugged in. So that is why it's so important, and that's why you hear us talk about it constantly. We're not just blowing smoke at you guys.
No, it actually kind of was.
Just a little
I just was hollering, so everybody wasn't.
Okay, number 11, are you doing personal development? I got you guys. I could talk about this for years and years. I will tell you, this business is, as much as it's about other people, it's about yourself, and your success is going to be determined basically just by your mind and what you think you can do. This is hugely a mental business and putting limits on yourself and not thinking you're good enough and not thinking you're worthy and not thinking you can be up here making $10,000 a month. We're telling you you can, and I just tell you the only way that you're going to get to that mindset and get to that place in your heart is by devoting time to personal development for yourself. It wasn't until I started picking up books that I really became what I felt like was a leader and what I felt like I wanted to be as someone in this business. So what has personal development done for you guys?
Oh man. How many people get inside their own heads? I'm gonna go ahead and say that with everybody. I get inside my own head so badly that I could go from being on top of cloud 9 to being down to the pits of hell, in a matter of hours. And I need that. No one is going to do this business for me. No one's going to build me. It's up to me. It's not up to my team to do it for me. It's up to me. And I need that personal development for myself to keep going and to keep pushing and to keep being the best Ashley that I can be to the people around me. Self-development is probably, I didn't know I needed it until I started doing it, and I was like, wow, I've been doing everything wrong for the last 28 years. Alicia is really big on self-development, and when she saw that I was struggling in this department big time, she's like, you really just need to take some time out for yourself. You need to do this for yourself. And I'm like, do this for myself? Do this for me? Like, I don't have time for this. Like, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a business owner, I'm answering to so many people. Like, I don't have time to do this for myself. Just like, go get a massage. Go have that time for yourself just to be refreshed. Go pick up this book. You really need this book. Erica's really big on this too. She'll say, Ash, go, you told me this several times. Turn off the phone, enjoy your family. Don't worry about, the business right now. And so self-development is huge. It's probably 95% of this business, I would say. So you can't be the best you if you are empty.
And I know we're running out of time. I'm going to make this really quick. I don't know all of your relationships with your parents. I have pretty good ones. My parents taught me morals. My parents taught me values, but they did not teach me the tools that I needed to get through my day-to-day life. They did not teach me what I needed within to speak to me. Books did. I love my 4 little kids as much as I could. Well, I don't know where I'm going tomorrow, guys. Love this bunch. I love them as much as I do. But they're going to have to develop themselves into adults. And I know this. I will teach them their values and I will teach them their core morals, but that's your job. And I will teach them that it is their job to develop themselves. So I don't know. You can't wait for anyone else to develop. You've got to do that yourself.
Okay, question number 12. Are you following up? This is pretty self-explanatory, but let's all share our system for following up. I usually stick to Fridays because it's kind of easy to just do follow-up Fridays. And for me, I just love that that's payday for most people. So to me, it seems like that's my best chance to actually follow up for, getting somebody to pull the trigger and become a part of my team or a customer. But one thing to stress is that doesn't mean that's the only contact I have with that person. It's just every Friday. While that is the day that I follow up with them and send those messages, all week long I'm liking their posts and I'm commenting on stuff and I'm talking with them in other ways. So it's not like I'm just messaging them on a Friday because I know I want a sale.
Like I said before, I kind of fit everything in where I can. I wish I was that organized person like Chris. Chris has like the most, she's ridiculously awesome organization. Erica,
I'm getting there. I read a book about it.
do whatever we can when we can. And the Friday system has worked really well here and there. But really, I just follow up whenever I can. And I know who my loyals are. I have them written down. I know what products they ordered the month before. I always follow up with them before their auto ship goes out the following month. So I'm kind of organized in that sense. And I just really try to have that open line of communication. How are these products helping you? What is this, what do you hope to attain the next month? And then as far as distributors, like Megan said, I am always talking to them no matter what. It could be about their kids, it could be about their life, it could be commenting, liking, just building relationships, because this isn't like, okay, I need you in this now as my distributor. It's like, no, you need this in your life, so I'm going to not be pushy like that.
Ashley, I had a question for you. You said you follow up with your current loyal customers
Yes.
before their auto ship runs.
Yes.
You find that you keep them longer?
Yes.
Sometimes I get worried that they're like, oh, it's been 3 months. Can I just turn it off? now?
So I will say I stopped using the 3-month lingo a few months ago, and it has helped immensely, especially for my new loyal customers. But I have a lot of loyal customer retention, and the fact that I have people on for a year, and I'm always like, okay, what is it that you're wanting to get out of this month? Like, what is your goal? And then eventually they're like, man, I really love these products so much, I want to join you on this business. So we really just need to take care of our customers, because they are the bread and butter of this entire thing. But yeah, I follow up with them every month, and yeah.
Awesome. Because sometimes I get nervous, like, hey, if I message them now, are they going to be like, oh, I thought this was my last order? But I have tried to stray away from the you only have to be a customer for 3 months thing.
Yeah, I got rid of that whole thing, because it's really just hindering you, and it's hindering them too, because they're not able to use our products for longer. I mean, yeah, 3 months is good, but 6 months, can you imagine what that would do for somebody? 9 months. So I just cut all that out.
So how do you explain the $50 charge then that they would be charged if they don't do it?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I don't get into the $50 charge until they
get to the second month, and they're like, I think I want to cancel. And I was like, okay, because you try to let them sign up themselves.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did that themselves. Unless it's a distributor, usually distributors, I actually do that myself generally. But loyal customers, if they're doing it themselves, I don't explain it. Unless then, if they asked me to put it in, I always offer, would you like me to put your info in, or would you? Usually they want to. I don't. If I have their info and I put it in, I let them know, okay, great. Well, we're going to go ahead and change your products, if you want, the next 90 days. But what's so great is you're in complete control over it. And I make them go in and log in right away to their loyal customer stuff. So I really don't. I've not had an issue by not doing that. I'm sure it will bite me in the butt one day, and I will handle that with flames on my head, I'm sure. But I don't. Sorry. Oh, follow up really quick. I do want to say this. I don't know about you guys. Actually, I do. We all sucked at it this summer. Okay? Like, we all sucked. Sorry. And if you didn't and you were following up, you can hate me and use me, my face as a door for it later. I don't know. We all sucked at it. And you just got to do it. It's no fun. It sucks because you've already been told no once, and now you're putting yourself out there to be told no again. You've had a bad day. Your kids spilled their cereal on the floor. You don't want to deal with it, and you don't want to have to follow up with people. And then, it sucks, right? Like, just do it. We all have to. And let's all collectively not suck at it anymore. Okay, so we're short on time. We have 3 left, so we'll just each take the next 3. So number 13, are you overcomplicating things? So for me, this has been huge in what I've seen people on my team do. Just as a leader, you work with more and more people in this business, and we see things happen and how people run their business. So I think that it definitely slows people down when they feel like they have to reinvent the wheel or overcomplicate what we're doing daily. I will tell you guys, the literally only thing you have to do is your steps to success. And the only thing you have to do besides that is teach your team to do the steps to success. It is truly absolutely nothing more than that. You don't need to figure out what are you going to do this month, what new initiative are you going to do to, I don't know, whatever it may be. We all have those people who think, oh my gosh, what am I going to come up with in my head to do this month to make my goals happen?
what big contest am I gonna do with my team this month? What, big thing are we gonna do that's gonna be what sets this team on fire? Just enroll your people, add people to your business, add customers, change people's lives, and do your steps to success, and that is it. So question number 14, let's give this one to Ashley. Ask yourself if you know your real true why. Like, tell people why finding your true why is important.
Okay, if your why doesn't make you cry, then you need to dig a little bit deeper. Your why should be printed out. It should be on your phone, ready to go when you, what is it, screensaver thing, whatever. It should be there at all times. Because that, at the end of the day, is what's going to keep pushing you to the success in this business. And I had a new distributor just sign up a couple weeks ago, and she's like, man, like I'm getting, discouraged already. Like, I'm obviously not quitting. I just started, but man, like I've had 100 no's already. And I'm like, okay, stop. Don't message any more people tonight. But I want you to come back to me, and I want you to write down why you're doing this. And she came back and she wrote down, about her daughter and, whatever. And I was like, okay, so now every single time that you want to give up on this opportunity and this life-altering opportunity for your family, look at your daughter's face. Just look at her and just know that you cannot ever possibly give up on that tiny little human. You just can't. You can't. So, and I think that was like, whoa, that was a realization for her. Like, I can't give up. I can't. This little person needs me. She needs this opportunity too. So, if your why doesn't make you cry, you need to dig deeper.
Okay, the last question. Erica, if you could talk about this with everybody. If you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, ask yourself, what are you not doing? Be self-aware.
This is a really good one. Okay, I'm not where I want to be. It's not where I want to be. I wanted to be celebrating my ambassador rank right now. Not where I want to be. It's not anyone else's fault. It's my own fault. I let the crap of everything get to me. I wasn't following up like I should. I wasn't running with excitement. Not where I want to be. Now, am I where you want to be at times? Sure. You maybe want to be presidential, and I honor that. I love that. But know that we always want to be somewhere we're not right now. So don't get hung up on what's not where you're not right now. Like, don't get so wrapped up in that you're not signed. Like, I want to sign 3 customers by the 2nd of the month, and I haven't done it. Stop focusing on the fact that you didn't do that. Stop focusing on the person that you really thought was going to be your next rock star, and they told you no. Stop pouring into a new distributor and making her your new diamond before she's ever decided that she wanted to be a diamond. So you're never going to be where you want to be, and that's a good thing in a sense, right? Doesn't mean we don't appreciate our life when it's. I appreciate my life so much, but as far as where my goals are, you're just never going to be there. And know that. I don't know. I just feel like we have to want more, right? Or else we just become like wrinkly old women who like have lots of cats. And I don't want them. I'm on my way, guys. I have a cat now. So that's what happened over the summer. I blame her. Okay, so I just, you guys just have to not want to be where you're at right now so badly that it pushes your ass into gear. I don't know. Sorry, but there's a kid back there. But you put your butt in gear. Okay? Like, you have to not want it so bad. Like, you have to hate it so much. Do you hate where you're at right now? Like, I'm sorry, but you have to. Like, get freaking pissed off. I was pissed at myself on Friday night. Like, Nick was like, I don't even know what I did, but I'm in trouble. Like, I was pissed, but it gave me the fire that I needed for this month. And start showing some emotion. Start being mad at the debt that you have. Start being mad at the place that you're living right now that you don't want to be at. Be mad at it. Now, don't linger on it and wallow in it, but be mad enough that you're going to get up tomorrow and do something you haven't done. So, I don't know. I just think that this summer in general, and I know you run with, you know, your runners, and I know that you act as your leader acts, and I know that myself personally, I needed to step up my game and get out of my head, all of these things, but we all have the control over where we're going to be on November 1st, right now. We all have control over that. You've seen everyone who was up here go executive to emerald in 1 month, executive to diamond in a month and a half. Like, it all can be done. We can show you in black and white how to do it. We can show you stories. It's in you to do it. I mean, when Mackenzie Schultz went ambassador in 13 months, okay, I'll be presidential now for 15 months. Okay, I've seen how she does it. I've heard her story. I've heard what she does. I've seen her tips. I've seen her posts. Doesn't have to be for me. I had to figure it out myself. So I don't know. I know we're running out of time, but get pissed. I don't know. Just get mad. Show something. Like, because you have to. You have to get more mad at that than you do at the nose, and just see where it takes you. So that's it. Now I need a drink.
Okay, guys, so if anyone wants like more detailed explanations of these 15 questions we talked about, just go to Tiffany Herr's Facebook page. It's all on there, and it's an amazing video, especially to get your month started off correctly. I would definitely recommend watching that.
Well, thank you guys for coming tonight. Really appreciate it.
And thank you for the donation this morning to Angel's Arms. And this organization is amazing. They are in St. Louis, and they help foster families and keep families together during the foster process. So it's a huge deal. So thank you guys so much.